Welcome to Horror Movies with TNA. Each episode, we're going to pick a film, talk about it, and rate it. Word of warning, there will be spoilers. This week, we're talking about Spookies from '86.
Oh,
They're
okay.
dead, but they're dead. Dead. We'll go to prison. They'll insist on taking 50% of all of our profits.
Exactly. They could take fucking 100% of
12
shit
cents.
Hot and sexy.
Fracking.
This week, we're talking about Spookies from '86. Spookies from '86. How are you, Tony?
All right.
That's great.
Movies, games and videos. Any
Oh.
recommendations?
I've watched films. The Damned, a fishing old 16th century. I don't know. Didn't really look.
It's an old film, then.
I just called it a fishing horror. It's like in a
Hamlet.
very
Oh.
no. It's like in a Arctic kind of
Tundra.
yeah, sort of thing.
I'll just keep jumping in with words.
But obviously near water.
Well, it needs to be, doesn't it?
It was slow paced. It was more atmospheric. Generally, it's about madness and when you're being isolated and all that shit. So I'm glad I watched it. Speak No Evil remake I watched. I still haven't seen the original, but I watched the remake.
Oh, James
McAvoy.
McAvoy.
Yeah.
Yes. Any good?
He's good in it. Yeah, it's all right.
Okay, that's great.
Anything else?
Maxine.
Oh, you've watched
Finally got
that? Yeah,
around to it.
yeah.
I thought it was really good.
I think we did talk about that.
Oh, sorry, so I should have.
Oh, no. I think you asked me how I rated the three, and I said Pearl and then the other two. I still think Pearl's the best of the three.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But everyone said, "Oh, Maxine's the least," and I'm going. They're all the reason they're good. They're all different. Maxine is being more of a slasher, but it's still. I think it's still pretty damn good.
Yeah.
None of them are shit.
No, I
That's
think it's a pretty strong
Here
three
we go.
films. I've got two films, one old, one new. The new one was Primate, little chap in a monkey suit. I think you described it as Cujo in a swimming pool, which is probably fairly accurate. Absolutely fine. Hour and a half. Bit of entertainment. It reinforces the reason why nobody should own any of those kind of wild animals in their home. And I watched Cannibal Man. I don't think it gets very good kind of reviews, but I quite liked it. It's a video nasty, so it always gets
Was it
extra
all right,
marks. Yeah, I thought it was all
I
okay.
heard it was a bit depressing and arty.
Yeah, it's kind of slow, a little bit arty, and it's just about a chap who makes a series of wrong decisions.
Is it really cannibal though, or is he just
No,
a bit of a twat?
cannibal. I think at that time during the 70s, 80s, stick cannibal on it and it'll get a few extra views. And actually that's probably what led to it being banned, because it was a video nasty. So
You don't think it should have been banned ever?
no, I didn't see. I mean, the subject matter is, there's some kills and stuff, but yeah, I quite liked it. I thought it's quite interesting, so I recommend. I'm not sure everybody would like it. So those are the ones I have watched. There you go. Right, let's talk about Spookies, aka, well, I say aka, it started its life as Twisted Souls. And I suppose we're going to talk a bit about
Its
the
history.
trouble and its production and how.
Yeah, Thomas Doran and Brendan Faulkner were the original Twisted Souls directors.
Yes.
And then, was it
Eugenie Joseph was dragged in by Michael Lee to add some additional footage.
I watched it on Plex.
I watched it on Tubi.
Well, yeah, shitloads of adverts as usual.
Well, not that bad actually on
Mine was
Tubi.
quite bad, actually. Not as bad as YouTube, but pretty
Yeah.
shit. But on Plex, it said the director was Erica Havens.
Oh, okay. I don't know where that's come from.
I don't know, because I looked everywhere and I went, no, but they're not reliable.
Yeah, so we've got a few taglines, whether you agree with these or not, once you've watched it. The ultimate in fright and fun. A night of unrelenting terror. The spookies are coming. They want your blood. Gremlins chased you. Ghoulies terrified you. Now beg for your life. It is written, evil inherits the earth and laughter will echo throughout the universe. So it plays a lot on it being...
The second to last one was probably better. Yeah,
I actually, yesterday, I went and watched the documentary. There's a documentary on YouTube.
Oh, is it?
The Unmaking.
Oh, no,
of
I've read about it,
Spookies,
but I didn't
yeah.
know it was on YouTube. Oh, that's
Yeah,
good. I'll watch that.
and I did watch it, and it was
And
it was interesting because it gave you a bit of insight into Michael Lee. If you don't know who Michael Lee is, he's the guy that owned Vitco, who made a lot of money from Video Nasties, and he kind of grabbed hold of this film because he was funding it, and he got too involved. He got interfered with it, and he's the one that insisted he's the one that insisted, which is surprising really, because he made his money from Video Nasties. They toned down the gore, and he's the one that insisted they clumsily add in the extra bits of footage. They hadn't got a good word to say about him, to be honest.
No, but it also, what I thought, is it really obvious which are the extra bits? And I wasn't sure because it's all over the fucking place anyway.
I agree. I wasn't quite clear by the end of it, actually, what...
the kid getting buried at the beginning, which we'll get to, but
Yeah,
that made no fucking sense.
And I thought the werecat bits were completely added in, but I wasn't sure.
But then...
Because he never appears. He just stalks around and hangs around.
True, could he be?
So you never see him with the other
there is
party.
Yeah, but then there's lots of bits where...
I thought Creon, I thought the Warlock, the evil guy, and Isabella, and all of that bit, I didn't know whether it was all added in. Because they said the additional footage, they'd made it 1 minute longer than the original footage, so that they could put the director, Eugenie, above the other directors. So there was lots of politics going on with the making of the film. Let's just get into it anyway. Yeah, we've already said Brendan Faulkner directed Killer Dead, was involved with Igor and the Lunatics, and actually in Dawn of the Dead he was the zombie that got a pie in its face. Thomas Duran directed a film called Mother of Mercy. Is This the End of Doublespeak? Fucking what a title that is. And then obviously Eugenie Joseph did the additional footage. Music by James Calabrese and Kenneth Higgins. It's very forgettable, kind of simple though.
But at the beginning...
The music in the credits I thought was quite nice. Beginning and end.
Yeah.
Everything in the middle. It was a bit of a shit sandwich, to be honest. But there you go. I'll whip through the cast because I don't think they were in much of note. We've got Peter, which was Peter Dane. He was in Igor the Lunatics. Duke, Nick Gionta. He was in Street Trash. Linda, played by Joan Ellen Delaney, Igor and the Lunatics. Louis Al Magliacetti. He was in Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow, Wall to World, Miss Congeniality. The Muckman was played by Gabriel Bartalos. He was in Leprechaun, Godzilla, Darkman and Army of the Dead. Carol, played by Lisa Freed. She played the kind of Deadite. Yeah, I'm not going to go through them all because the rest of the cast, as great as they were, weren't really in anything of note.
It's a British woman in that because she can't act to save her life.
It's clear in this film that they were weakly trying to cash in on the success of Gremlins, Critters,
Evil Dead definitely as well.
Evil Dead, Ghoulies, that all came out around the same time and obviously made a bit of money. All trying to probably cash in on the success of Gremlins, actually. Critters, Trolls, Ghoulies, all these other films weren't anywhere near as good as Gremlins, but they're all trying to cash in on that. And this is no different.
Going to get into. I mean, do we have to talk about the story?
I want to focus on the storyline. Well, there's a black screen, red writing, Spookies.
Fucking hell.
Well, I liked it because there was a skull where the tittle. That's what the dot. Yeah, the dot on the eye is called the tittle, and that was a skull. And then the skull started smiling. I think again this was all added afterwards to try and make it more of a kind of horror comedy. I will say one thing: at no time is this film funny. Throbbing grave. Creon, a warlock, sits in his throne watching over his dead bride Isabella.
A warlock? I mean, this is right. Again, why is he a fucking warlock? I can wait no longer.
That's exactly what I wrote. I can wait no longer.
I spelt it.
I want to bite your finger.
Oh, no, you ruined my joke for later on there.
Sorry. Yes. He has a very cartoonish German accent.
Oh, well, Transylvanian accent, I think. You're fine.
You'll find. Billy has run away from home and is being stalked by a werecat who's Creon's servant with a hook for a hand. We have these initial bits with Billy running away from home. There's a bit where, when I read a bit about this, it said a drifter comes across Billy celebrating his birthday on his own. Everybody's forgotten his birthday.
Well, he nearly does come across him, because I just thought, what a pervert. Pervert?
Yes. Well,
pervert.
Yeah,
he's double denim for a start. And for some reason, he suddenly pops up sitting in a tree and goes, give an old man a light. Oh,
yeah, I mean, the way he talks is like kind of, hey, Billy. He's dodged.
Yeah, and he says, you want to get off home. I mean, it's all a bit wrong.
It's a bit wrong.
Having said that, he runs off.
Yeah,
Billy does, and pervert gets killed almost immediately.
Yes, because obviously Billy's being stalked by this werecat. Billy leaves, and the drifter is killed by the werecat. Pretty awful all round. He's violently slashed. I say violently slashed.
He's got some scratches on his face.
We've got Rich. I'll say him straight away because he's got a puppet. There, I think he's meant to be the comedic character. Not fucking funny at all, just painful to watch, if anything. But we've got this ragtag group of people. There's Duke, who's a kind of a rebel, hot-headed youth.
Well, he's got a quiff, gelled up nice. He's got an all leather.
No, but I thought
but it's plastic, isn't it?
It's plastic.
Yeah, PVC.
It looks like he's in the background on the Bad video.
Yeah, it's even got lapels or something like shoulders.
Or it's meant to be futuristic, like he's on Blake 7.
But look, what I've done here. So this is what he's got. He's got white. So it's totally black, but it's got a white stripe diagonally going through his chest and 2 white stripes on his sleeves. I tell you what, it's some cool shit. So there's 2 cars, one with the cool kids in again, and one with 2 married couples.
Alleged cool kids. Even in there seems to be middle-aged. It's the most odd group of people. You've got Peter, who looks like a teacher or a businessman, and then the girls. Linda's the girl with the ample.
Well, no, she's just got him out.
Who's Duke's girlfriend?
Yeah.
We've got Megan, we've got Linda, we've got Carol. I think Linda's the one that's a bit more hippy dippy, who knows about Ouija boards. I think so. There's this real odd group. There's no explanation as why they're together. They're just looking for a place to party.
Yeah, but the other ones have come out of a party, got kicked out. The older couples,
because Duke was spoiling to fight people. Was he? Or
well,
something?
no, hang on. There's 2 separate cars though.
But they're kind of together.
Are they?
Yeah, they're kind
I
of
didn't
together.
know that.
They're not just happening to be.
Oh, I just thought they were
because
independent cars.
I'll tell you why. Because at the beginning, the
crap.
people in one car are talking about the people in the other. So they are.
I wasn't listening. I just thought that, to be honest, it would have made more sense that the tiny branch that gets thrown in front of the cars.
So the werecat throws a branch, and it is a branch, into the road, and the cars screech, nearly crashing.
I'm just reading what I put here. Cat drops tree.
We're back with Billy now. Now, let's not forget, Billy ran away. He's upset because people haven't remembered his birthday. He makes his way to this mansion. There's a party in the mansion, one of the rooms.
There's a room with balloons in it that
are hanging upside down for some reason. The balloons are hanging upside down. So they're deflated balloons, but, well, they're still inflated with air. But Billy opens a gift box to discover Creon the Warlock's head in there.
And what does he say? Do you remember?
Hey up, Billy. I can't remember.
No, I can't. He probably just goes, happy birthday, you cunt.
Or he may have gone...
No, he does that at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, spoilers.
Back with the group. Meanwhile, the partygoers arrive at the mansion also. And actually, Creon says, "Welcome, fools." That's pretty good. God, that scared myself. Billy, chased by the werecat. Billy falls as he's slashed, and he falls into an open grave and is buried alive.
So he gets slashed on the face, and I thought, oh right, so
I didn't
Billy's
like
fault.
that. I wouldn't have liked to have been the little lad with soil being poured on his head for
Yeah.
ages as well. No, not keen on that.
Yeah, but it does seem to take forever, and I'll keep mentioning forever because
Everything does.
Well, because the Warlocky guy says at one point, someone says, "Does someone live here?" And then it cuts to the Warlock of Twathead.
He says, "Somebody does live here forever."
Possible mission.
Yeah.
Again, Commodore 64.
Commodore 64. Stay a while. Stay forever. Yeah, that was a terrible line, wasn't it? Again, Creon is watching over them throughout the film. Again, bolt on probably. Rich continues to provide some light relief to all the tension. Anyway, acting blows, I put at this point. They find an Ouija board.
An Ouija?
They find a Ouija board, and I put, what is Duke wearing? PVC, Michael Jackson. Bad. What the hell is in here? They open a door. Duke opens a door. He says, what the hell is in here? It's just darkness. Oh, no. Duke comes across the door.
Yeah.
And he tries to open it with a chair.
What's behind this door? And he sort of plays with the lock, and it escalates the quickest I've ever seen someone being interested in a door.
It's the way it's cut, because it just cuts back to the door and he's smashing the chair against
I've
it.
gone, it's cut by a maniac, the whole film is. He rattles a lock, then he taps the door a bit. Next thing you know, he's smashing the entire chair against it. He's got a fucking crowbar, clicking it open.
A petrified skeleton falls on Duke with one of cinema's most iconic jump scares.
It wasn't, was it?
No. As they examine the board, Tubular Bells' Suspiria-like music plays. There was a bit then where the music was quite good, I thought, when they were kind of examining the Ouija board.
One of the women says, again, a weird cut. It's funny I grew up with these people.
Well, and that's
it.
I think she's saying to her friend, like, these are idiots.
Well, no, but it's not that. But she's just staring in space. She goes, but it's not like, oh god, it's funny how I grew up with these people. It's more, it's funny how I grew up with these people.
Oh, it's like a start of a conversation.
And he just goes,
no, yeah, shut up.
I just put, okay.
When they find the Ouija board, somebody says, how do you play it? Don't you need dice? You don't play. It's a tool for communication. Communication with who? The dead. But they're dead.
Yes, this is, I've got that. The dead, the dead, but they're dead. This is a British woman who can't, out of all the acting in it, fucking Christ. I mean, she's incredibly beautiful, so good on you.
Oh, but she's incredibly beautiful.
Oh,
they're dead, but they're dead. Yeah, you're fucking dead. Carol takes the lead with the Ouija board. She seems to be a bit of an expert. And Rich says, eeny, meeny, chilly beanie. The spirits are about to speak. We're about 23 minutes in now, but it feels like it's gone so quickly.
Fucking hell. Well, no, to be honest, it slows down. It's like a car driving slowly that then goes, oh, maybe I'll go backwards a little bit.
In reverse. As the group ask the board questions only they know the answers to, Creon, it keeps switching back, cutting back to Creon answering the question.
5-foot mountain.
Yeah, Warlock of Footface Mountain. So the group keep asking the Ouija board questions, and Creon, it cuts to him answering them. And Creon's got a throbbing vein. This is where we get introduced to his throbbing vein on his forehead, which is incredible. And at one point he turns a white chess piece into a black one. Ominous signs of doom. And
he bangs on about it's all a chess game and all that and whatever.
Well, he keeps talking to his son, Cretin or Cretis or whatever he's called later on about it as well. Cletus. I don't did. Carol turns into a deadite at this point. It's very Evil Dead.
Oh, yeah. And I was saying, generally, it's incredibly... But even, I just said, did I just hear join us? And it says it at the end as well, but you can hear it like in Evil Dead. It goes, join us. And it goes, they're kind of nicked.
Yeah. They're going to get them.
Voice,
they're going to get them.
But but it's used at the end, and she even says, join us at the end. So, blatant.
And says, you must all die and serve my will. Dave and Adriana run out screaming. Lewis is swallowed by a grave. So this is when one of our first characters cops it. And he actually burns his name, Lewis, onto the gravestone as he is sucked beneath the earth.
Yeah, bloke dragged down, but yeah, he gets sucked off.
Yeah.
Lewis!
Dave and Adriana as well do a bit of funny acting. I think at this point, when they run out, but I might be wrong, because I think they were going to superimpose some ghosts on the screen at that point. It might be that bit or later, I don't know, but that's why they were acting a little bit funny. Anyway, Duke says to Peter at one point,
"You through talking, mister? I'm going to fix your ass."
Which I thought was a good line. If Duke would only
open up to his other sexuality.
I'm going to fix your ass. Zombies appear at this point. They look fine. A lot of eyes hanging out. Well, they show too many close-ups.
Yeah, and we see the same zombie later on. And to be honest, the zombies later on, because they've got more of them, they've not spent the same amount of money, have they?
Well, they're just the people from the local town. They've just.
I'm sure you see one that's just got the mask put on. Anyway.
But,
I mean, good on them.
But hell if it isn't scary.
No, it isn't.
Anyway, Pete, Megan and Rich go off exploring the mansion, and Rich trips on a cable, which is another hilarious little jump scare.
And he goes, "Cables ain't got nothing on me, man!"
Creon has been killing so that he can bring Isabella back to life.
It makes no fucking sense.
She hates him.
Yeah, she goes, "Yeah, I don't want you."
Yeah, all of this effort that he's putting into it, she's just not into him. We're in the basement. Duke and Linda are then attacked by farting zombies.
So, this is definitely noises are adding on later.
Michael Lee, in fact, one of the people of the original crew said, "I hope he rots in hell," about Michael Lee. So that's how strongly they feel about it. And this was one of the things that Michael Lee liked, which was kind of juvenile humour like that. And he wanted the farting sounds added on. So 100% it was added on afterwards.
No, you can tell because one, there's no reaction to them like going, "Oh, that stinks," and wafting their faces. And also, to be honest, it's not very good a scene anyway. Duke fights them a bit.
I will say one thing though. I think the zombies look really good.
They're like big blobby things, aren't they? And there's a bit, again like the Evil Dead, where she's lying on the floor and two arms either side of her pop up. That's probably the most jumpy bit out of the entire film. But it goes on too long, like all of the scenes in this. He's fighting them for ages.
They dissolve with water, so as they're in a wine cellar, one of the casks is broken open by Linda and the wine dissolves the zombie. Let's leave our judgment of that scene until the end. But anyway, that was the basement farting zombies. Dave and Adriana's the English lady, continue to bicker, acting A-star, tiresome but necessary wandering for our party members. There's lots of scenes where they're wandering around the mansion with the werecat looking on, peering round corners at them. Again, I will say it feels bolted on because they are never in the same scenes at all.
Oh, and he does bounce up and down in front of a window later on as well, which I will mention.
Megan is horrified by a hanging body. That effect, actually, because there's a body hanging, I thought was about the best in the film. It looked quite gruesome.
She's all goried up and bits hanging off. But unfortunately, a note just happens to fall out that says,
"You are all going to die. You're going to die." Demon Carol calls forth the small reptilian demons to attack Adriana.
I tell you what, they're good. They're good puppets. And to be honest, it is quite funny, this scene, because there's one bit where it looks like it's mounting her from behind.
Yeah, it's kind of crawling
on her back.
up her body.
And her acting, again, because it's so fucking terrible, her reaction to these two puppets is...
She's clearly disturbed by it.
Well, no, so like nonchalantly going,
oh my.
Or falling over. Or...
Oh, heavens.
And she tries to stab one with something.
She stabs it with a poker.
But it doesn't
over
really
her shoulder.
die.
Well, it hits it on the shoulder. I mean, interestingly, they had to raise that floor. You see, I've watched the documentary. They raised the floor by 3.5 feet, I think, so that the puppeteers could be underneath the room,
sure, with the
operating it. Well, they weren't stood. They were lying down. They weren't fucking stood up.
Could have fucking spent a bit of money and put an extra fucking 4 foot on the fuckers. See, I'm surprised I didn't remember this scene because I thought it was quite funny.
One of the party members...
I don't think it was meant to be.
No, well, one of the party members, David, has been chewed on his face, I should say, just prior to this.
Oh, yeah. She wakes up. Well, no, she doesn't.
She rolls him over and he's had half of his face gashed and gouged open. Adriana is then attacked and she pokes one with a poker. We get lots of close-ups of the reptilians' faces. As demons that are at the bidding of Demon Carol, they're fucking useless.
And then a 3-drawer cabinet dropped on him.
Yeah, she tips a cabinet on it and it kills him.
I tell you what, it would be quite a good scene if it was a quarter of the amount of time
I think the
spent.
whole film.
Yeah. And why, by the way, why the ghoulies blokes are getting her, Cat Bloke is knocking one out in the window, I thought, because he does look, he's like bouncing up and down.
Well, he's peering through.
Well, he's peering through, but he's there going, what's going on here?
Oh, listen, Creon the Warlock introduces Isabella to their son, Corda. That's interesting. Well, he's a little hooded. He looks like one of those Sand people. He's got like a hood, a cloak.
Well,
isn't he good, though?
Houdini or Phantasm.
Okay, yeah.
But, because you never see their face. Unfortunately, you do see his face. It's painted green, and he just needs a brace. He's got very big overbite, hasn't
Yes,
he?
he's got big fangs.
And luckily, all he has to do is go, yes, hold a knife, and smile.
And giggle evilly.
Oh, he's a fucking useless.
We get loads of scenes where there's people travelling down corridors with the werecat peering at them around corners. These go on for age. Well, what seems ages. David turns into an electric squid beast who wraps one of its electric tentacles
round the British girl that's escaped the ghoulies
and fries her, and her face turns to jello.
Well, it melts away, doesn't it? So what I thought here, and maybe it's just me,
gruesome.
Well,
did you not think gruesome?
No, well, okay. So the alien bloke kills British girl with his tentacles wrapped around her neck, melts her face, and also when it does it, he goes
yeah,
and I just went okay.
We're about 55 minutes in. Fuck me. Isabella tries to escape through some caves and is zapped by some weird Terrorhawks Jim Henson
That's
puppet.
what literally I said, Zelda out of Terrorhawks.
Terrorhawks!
No, it was Brian May then, wasn't it? Pretty good as well.
Pole position! It was kind of like that, wasn't it?
It's the way that move her head going.
Yeah, like that.
I mean, those bits are good.
Isabella tries to escape through some caves and is zapped by some weird Terrorhawks puppet Henson nonsense. What the fuck? Peter and Duke clash now and there's a fight. What did you think about the breathless fight between our two alpha males?
I think it could have been longer. I also think I'd like to pull my eyes out with 2 warm spoons. Fucking Christ. It went on a bit, didn't it?
Well, I thought...
And also, the older bloke absolutely pummeled.
Yeah, Duke didn't stand the chance, did he? Duke said he was going to fix his ass as well earlier, and we saw no ass fixing. Next scene, Rich is trapped by the Spider Woman. Her transformation is mesmerising.
So Japanese lady goes on for a bit and...
ultimately sucks him dry.
Yeah, it sucks his face off.
now I've got one of the most memorable scenes where the remaining group do battle with the Grim Reaper.
Well, it should be good, but there's a couple of problems.
There's no real reason why it should be. There's no evidence up to this point.
From a distance.
He
He looks fairly good.
doesn't.
But then, yeah, unfortunately, there's a close-up of his mouth, and you can see bloke with black balaclava underneath it.
I can only assume that's death itself.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think this is Duke, Peter, and Linda doing battle with the Grim Reaper. Actually, he scythes Duke, knocking him across the room. I mean, Duke's been a pretty great character up to now. He gets scythed across the room, and that's it. He's gone. I thought he'd have more of a death in this.
You know something? I didn't even...
Never comes back. Scythes Duke, knocks him across the room, and slashes Linda's leg. Did you see the bit where Peter dove through the door as well? Did you see that?
What door?
When they try and escape from the Grim Reaper, to get out the room, Peter jumps on a table and dives through one of the doors to get out.
I remember...
To break open the door.
Yeah, there's a lot of scythe action through doors and tables. I don't remember the diving.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, he slashes Linda's leg.
Yeah, the one bit is actually gory. Because to be honest, I remember when it came out on video when we watched it, I think it was like a 15.
Yeah.
Even then.
Well,
it's gone back up to an 18
I
now.
think Michael Lee was insisting they try and make it a PG, so...
It's not far off, except for that bit.
Well, it would be now, I suppose. I don't know if it's a 15 or... Anyway, listen. Peter, Linda and Megan escape onto the roof, and Peter wrestles weakly with Death and pushes Death.
If Death ever confronts you on a ledge, just push him off and he explodes.
It was properly a big explosion.
I mean,
I'd like to think that the Grim Reaper was pushed off a roof and then blew up. There's then a bit where Peter, Megan and Linda discover some of the truths about what's going on. Who cares? Parchments and pictures and such shit, which again
which goes fucking nowhere.
Oh, well, he looks on the wall a picture of Creon, and again I think that's a bit that's bolted on because it's got a picture of Creon. Again, they're not in the scene with the picture; they just look across. So anyway,
but they're looking across at something. So you think, well, that's the bit where I thought, oh, okay, because. But you don't need to see them going, I'm looking at this picture. They can cut to it.
But that's why I said conceivably it could have been bolted on. Peter, Megan and Linda then get tooled up to go battle. God, this is a climatic battle, isn't it? They go to battle with Carol that's been invoking all these demons. Let me just cut back to Creon and Corda. This is what he says. This is what Creon says to Corda, his son. He says, a sorcerer's son must use death to control the source of life. Ooh, makes you think.
Daddy's sauce.
Daddy says, oh, daddy cool, daddy cool.
No, you can't have that if I'm not allowed Japanese girl. Or Japanese boy.
Well, I don't think you can have either.
Why not?
Can I?
A sorcerer's son must use death to control the source of life.
Oh, fuck you.
Anyway, her head splits open for no apparent reason.
Peter, Megan and Linda arrive to do battle with Carol. Creon and his son no longer need Carol, so they split her head open. She's a husk. And then Peter, Megan and Linda seem to have aged.
Get really old. One of them tries but get his eyes lasered. And then they're all fucked. And
Peter throws acid or a bottle of some serum or something or acid on Carol. And it burns her. Ooh.
Yeah, but they don't escape her out.
That's it. You don't see them again. It just goes away from them.
Very well. I'd say very strange, but
we've all had enough of them. But...
Anyway, back to the bride that's
Isabella
got escaped from Zelda from terror.
This bit probably added an extra mark for me. It just got it into.
I added an extra fucking 20 minutes. I think
it added an extra mark. It just got it into.
This took one off.
Just got it positive. Isabella in the basement now knows what she must do.
I know what I must do. I'll just stab the twat in the forehead.
In his throbbing vein. Creon dead. Well, Creon dead.
So then what we get, rather than her just running out the front, because
for some reason she has to climb down
which takes fucking ages.
She has to climb down. That's where the zombie crops up behind her and goes, "Mama, mama."
Yeah, and he's awful. He just looks like I don't know what you could say. It's like a pig's head punched up.
It looked like one of the very last zombies that they had to make, and nobody was getting paid anymore.
Yeah.
So they said, "Fuck it, just chuck something together." Thumping disco, zombies, over 15 of them, surrounding and chasing, ripping and tearing, boring.
The rip. I mean, I think this is used on the cover sometimes, isn't it?
To really show out the
but
pure
but they're like
terror.
ripping a lot of her dress off, and you think, oh well, because I'm thinking I can't remember this. But no,
saucy zombies.
No, they don't. You don't
Yes.
see nothing. This never ends.
The zombies, I think, look like they were rounded up in a local bar somewhere and just splashed with a bit of.
Some are better than others.
It reminds me, actually, if you've ever seen Cannibal Terror, the video Nasty Cannibal Terror, the cannibals equally look like they've just been rounded up in the local town with a bit of probably paint from the neck upwards splashed on their faces.
Or Zombie Lake.
Or Zombie Lake. Yeah, actually, Zombie Lake's a good example. Isabella runs and gets a lift from a guy who turns out to be the werecat, who then says, "But you're not free," because she thinks she's escaped. Creon jumps out of the throbbing grave that we've seen that's kind of been there 2 or 3 times throughout the film. He jumps out and we pour out of the movie theatre and demand a refund. The movie stops on Creon's face. The movie stops on Creon's face and the horrifying realisation that they've left it open for a potential sequel. Music is good though again at that point because it cuts in from the beginning and I quite like the music. And that is Spookies. Yeah, just to repeat myself, the documentary is available on YouTube. The full film.
How long is it? The documentary probably longer than the film.
Yeah, it's about.
Well, it probably feels so. All I would say is this is the shortest film that I've ever thought was the longest.
It's the full film. Spookies itself is on Tubi
or Plex. I watched it on. I don't know.
Or Plex, yes.
You can go first because I think we're going to agree quite violently on this.
Having watched the documentary, it does give you a bit of insight on why the film. It gives you some insight into why the film was such a mess. When I read it, it did remind me of Godfrey Ho, the director of Chinese films that kind of just bodged together American and Chinese films. Clearly, Michael Lee and his tampering was hated. I mean, they really hated him, as I've always. And he does seem quite a divisive man, actually. But I suppose his decision to bring in Eugene Joseph to shoot the extra footage and the farting zombies is what makes Spookies, because it is actually what people remember it for more than anything else. I don't, however, think in the documentary they talk as though this would have been a great piece of work had he not got his hands on it. No. This would not have been a classic, whatever way you look at it.
Again, unless there's a lot in the editing of this that makes it such a weird film.
Even with the original footage, look, it's not a great film. It was good to go back and revisit it. It's kind of fun, but some of the bits, it just drags so much.
I honestly do not remember the end zombie bit that seems to go on for 20 minutes, but I think it's only about 5. But it's because she runs one way, loads of zombies, then runs another way, loads of zombies, and runs another way, loads of zombies. And you can tell it's just padding. You don't pad time at the end, pad it in the middle at least, but not the fucking end. Come on.
No, the fucking end. Having said all that, the effects, acting, pacing.
The practical effects are ace.
Yeah, the effects are okay. The acting's terrible. The pacing is terrible. The comedy's terrible. The jump scares are all terrible.
Well, they're not there.
I give it some marks for, the basement zombies are okay. And I give it marks for it being just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So, is it a good film? I'd have given it 2.5 out of 10. a good bad film. I know a lot of people quite like this film and they get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I was kind of going with probably 3-4 out of 10 for me. Yeah, not great. As I said, not to play on the documentary too much, I think they do blame him for a lot of it, but I don't think it was ever going to be a great film, whether he got his sweaty palms on it anyway.
Not unless they substitute all the acting and start again or something. Yeah.
So it's, 80s horror. I'll give it a 4. I'll be generous. 4 out of 10. There you go.
Well, I give it, it's quite high actually now looking at it, but I give it 5 out of 10 because it's just a bit weird in a way. It's definitely it's not. Is it so shit? It's good. It's getting very close to that.
Bits of it are.
It's the way it's cut. Like you say, even we're talking with the one bit that I rewound the most was the door bit with the chair and the crowbar. It was just like, he goes, "What's behind that door?" Next thing you know, he's smashing the fucking chair against it. And I know that's not quite how you should rate it, but I got an extra point immediately because I went, "What the fuck is going on?" So I don't think it's purposely unusual. It is by accident very strange. And that's always going to get extra points. And again, even though it's been over 30 years since I watched it, would I watch it again? Probably. Not soon, by the way. But there's been films that I thought were better that I'm not that keen on watching it again. But I probably would, because it's fucking terrible in an amusing, annoying, sadomasochistic way.
I mean, not any of it really floats my boat, and I'm quite into good bad films, bad good films. I wouldn't revisit this for some reason. I found it quite a chore to watch.
I bet you watched it twice.
I did, but even
I'm not watching it again in a good few years. Maybe another 30.
Even the first time though, and it's been 40 years, and I still struggled with bits. I wanted to stick with it and not fast forward through any, but I was sorely tempted.
I think it'd be a good few beers. Let's have a laugh at a film. That's the type of film I think this is. So yeah, I give it. Again, I think I probably overscored it if I'm being honest, but I give it a 5.
Well, that's Spookies, isn't it? So that's our opinion of the film Spookies from 1986. You may agree, you may not agree.
It's worth watching, and it's free, and some people made an effort to make it, and there's some good monster effects. If nothing else, fast forward to those.
Thank you very much for listening to this, and we will see you soon.
See ya.
Bye.